What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. Match preview time. Crystal Palace versus Leeds United this Sunday. Can't remember the last time we had a Saturday at 3, but hey, it is what it is. Sunday, we go again. Hopefully, 3 points. But listen, before we get into that, hit a like on the video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Hopefully, you're feeling better. A lot better than I look right now. So it's all good, innit? We all have our good and bad days. But what's the saying? If you can't handle me at my worst, then you don't deserve me at my best, and all that stuff. But yeah, listen, big shout out to Mr. P who donated on the last video with a super thanks. Thank you so much, Mr. P, as always. And yeah, listen, let's get into it. Let's get into some of the talking points today. Don't imagine this is going to go too long, but I was going to do a watch long this Sunday, but I just can't do it this weekend, so we'll have to rearrange that. But I will be here straight after the game if you want to join me and give your comments on the game that's just happened. Obviously on the Sunday. Let me just see something here. What does everyone say? Let me just get this here, fix that. Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'm doing this after Jesse Marsh has spoken today, and just getting his comments on a few things, which I thought was interesting. As it usually is with Jesse Marsh, actually, there's very few press conferences that he does where you don't pick up a little nugget of information or something that's on his mind. He's very forthright with that, which is pretty good. But just before I get onto that, I mean, the 49ers thing, just a little update on that. How do you say this name? Parag? Marath, anyway. I don't know how to say his first name. Apologies. But he was talking about if the 49ers will buy out Andre Radrizzani, and he's quoted as saying, "I'm really enjoying the ride, but the biggest thing on my mind right now is Crystal Palace." So politician answer. And then he's asked about stadium development or new stadium. The main thing is to protect the magic and electricity that is in Elland Road. The answer then is probably more that it is a stadium expansion than a new stadium, because I don't want to take away from that aura. You know, and it is an aura at Elland Road. If hopefully a lot of people have been, there is definitely something in the air, especially when it's going well. And then he goes on to say, players from the other 19 clubs, if they're going to list the 3 worst places that they want to play on the road for an away match, Elland Road is probably 1, 2, 3 for them, and we don't want to take that away. I'm absolutely all in agreement with that. I don't want to move stadiums. As much as I'm sure a shiny new stadium would be nice, for me, Elland Road, you've got to keep it. You got to keep it and just build on it, because it's unique, man. It's unique, and when you get there, there's a feeling that you get once you arrive. Like, you can go into a game thinking you're going to lose, and Brownie said this before, actually. When you get there, you all of a sudden think, you know what, we might get something today. There's just something different about going to Elland Road, and I think it's the same for opposition fans. I would hate it if we was to move to a stadium where, much like West Ham used to be quite an intimidating place at Upton Park. Their fans all on top of you, making it difficult. Now they're all the way over there. They're all the way over there. You need binoculars to see when you sit in the West Ham ground. I wouldn't want that for Leeds United. I think a lot of our atmosphere is about the people being close to it. So I wouldn't want to lose that. So yeah, hopefully for me, it would just be an expansion. So I'm completely with that. And shout out to everyone in the building that's coming through. Ben, Vic Vinegar, afternoon, man. Bandy saying we must not trust the 49ers. Yeah, well, I just give that update because I'm interested to hear what you guys think in regards to it, because obviously he didn't say no, but he didn't say yes. It's kind of like the politician answer of sitting on the fence, but it does sound like there possibly maybe works in there coming up soon. How do people feel about that? How do people feel? Yeah, John Field, there's loads of room at Elland Road. There's plenty of opportunity to expand it, plenty of opportunity, and I think it would have been done quicker if we weren't in the doldrums for so long. For a fan base of what we've got, we definitely need more than 36,000. I mean, that's just it goes without saying. We definitely need a bigger stadium. C Stone is saying, I didn't know a new stadium was ever considered. Thought it was always going to be expansion. I think C Stone is if you ever do get new owners though, and say the 49ers do take over, the scope is then gone, isn't it? We already know that Radrizzani probably wouldn't move stadiums, but you don't know what a new owner's got in mind. They might think, listen, Elland Road's a thing of the past. We need to move to this new site with shops and everything around it and make it a bigger expansion site. Sometimes that does happen. For me personally, I wouldn't want that. I'm all for modern football. You know what I'm like, but sometimes you just take the essence out of a club when you move stadiums, and I see that with like West Ham now. I mean, yeah, they're getting better on the pitch now, granted, but I'm sure a lot of West Ham fans, if you asked them, would love to return to Upton Park. So yeah, Vic Vinegar saying, I also liked his comments regarding English football and how the magic of it needs to be safeguarded. Yeah, I mean, yeah, let me listen. Those kind of comments, they'll say those things to get on board, get the fans on side, and then all of a sudden, hey, we're changing the magic. But you know what? But you're right. You're right. He is correct with that. There's a lot of magic that goes into some of these old stadiums, and we need to keep it that way. We need to keep it that way. I'm all for upgrades in certain areas, like Todd Bowley's suggestion of an all star game. I'm not completely against that idea, but yeah, Ben saying it would kill our identity moving from Ellen Road. Yeah, I completely agree. I completely agree. Josh is saying, I'm very grateful to Raz for what he's done, but he seems to have hit the ceiling with investment potential. The 49ers are itching for the opportunity to pour in the money. Yeah, I think with the 49ers, from what it sounds like, and this is only from what it sounds like because nobody knows, obviously, it sounds like they're looking to build more of the infrastructure around Ellen Road, the training ground, get everything like that done up before I would say they're putting in like say 200 million into the transfer market. I think they'll probably look to get the ground and everything else like that done before we're looking at the squad. But we'll see what happens. Nobody knows at this point in time. But I just thought it was interesting that the 49ers guy came out and gave a little few comments here and there. Dave, Hope Cooper and Forshaw are still not here when they do it. No, they won't be here. They shouldn't be anyway. I mean, well, listen, that's on the 49ers. Leave your comments in the comments below after the video is done and give me your thoughts on that in full. But in regards to team news, Forshaw is out for a month. He's had an operation. Let me just get my notes up. Hold on a second. Yeah, so okay. First of all, Dallas has had a further small operation this week, but he's doing well. Could be back in a couple of months. So Dallas, let's not expect to see him any time. Probably what are we on October? I'll say before Christmas. I would say that. And Forshaw has had a hernia surgery. He's out for a month. So there we go. There we go. So I mean, listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, shocking development. Exactly. Nothing else we can say about that, is there? Um, Jesse Marsh says that Palace's difficult start has to be seen in the context of the teams they've played, and it's true. Palace have played a lot of tough games. They've played, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool. They've played a lot of big games so far. So it is tough to read just that their one win. But listen, we're Leeds United. When have we ever been that team to go to a team where they've only won one and say, yeah, we should win this one? We're just not that team. We're just not that team. It doesn't work like that for us. Remember Newcastle's away record last season, people? Remember that one? Oh, yeah. Sinistera will be banned this weekend, and he was talking up Somerville in this one. I thought that was quite interesting because we don't know how we're going to line up. Because you also mentioned that we could start with both Rodrigo and Bamford. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. He's saying that Somerville's in the form of his life under him, so he's very impressed with what he's seen from Crescencio, which is good. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with him. And somebody asked about Sinistera if he's going to need a. I don't even remember how the reporter worded it, but I thought it was very poorly worded. Acting like Sinistera was some like naughty 6-year-old or something like that. It was a mistake, and Jesse said as much as well. He was very apologetic, and it won't happen again. I thought, I can't even remember who answered it. It wasn't a voice I recognized in all honesty, but I thought it was like a very condescending question in regards to Sinistera, like he's like a naughty schoolboy. I didn't like that. I didn't like it. So I could tell you, people, it's not always the words you use; it's how you say them. And sometimes it kind of rubs me the wrong way. You know what I mean? Vic Vinegar saying, surely Aronson right wing, Rodrigo attacking midfield, Harrison left, Bamford striker. That sounds good to me. If we're going with these options, Rodrigo, would I put him in? Because he also mentioned Joe Gelhardt, which was good. Um, he said about Joe Gelhardt that was a message for his manager, i.e., referring to himself. With the game against Tranmere, he was very impressed with Joe Gelhardt and saying, "This is why he shouldn't leave me out." I think maybe that's all Jesse was looking for. So maybe we're looking at last week as maybe a kick up the butt for Joe Gelhardt. Maybe you needed to see more. You've seen Nanto, Perkins come in, been impressed. Maybe Gelhardt kind of fell behind. Gelhardt gave him a little reminder again of like what he could do against Tranmere. I know, albeit a lower league team, but I think it was a good reminder to Jesse that Joe Gelhardt is here. So at least, so we know that Gelhardt will be back in the fold one way or the other. Whether he's starting or on the bench, he's back. Uh, Stephen Boys, hope Nanto is blooded this weekend. Yeah, I think he would have been last weekend, but the sending off changed everything. It changed everything, didn't it? The original DJ saying KG Palace is a must win. I know I said that about the Villa game, but yeah, we're running into a whole heap of these now, aren't we? This is a must win. This is a for me at this point in time, it's a must not lose. It's a must not lose, and we'll get into our score predictions a bit later. But we do need to get back in the winning column for me sooner rather than later. It's been a while, and nothing to do with the gap in the in the fixture list. It's been a while in terms of games. We haven't won one in a while now, so for me, it's quite important. And listen, just like we're looking at this one as we could win it, Crystal Palace and their fans will be looking at it as a game that they can win. That's the way it is with our team at this point in time. But yeah, let me just get the last few notes of what I put down here. Oh, I was just looking at the Palace news because I thought Joachim Anderson was going to be out. I would have loved him to have been out, but apparently he might be coming back in. It's a shame because I really like him. He's a very very good centre back. If you haven't seen much of him, he was on loan at Fulham, and yes, he went down with Fulham. But listen, that can happen. He's a quality centre back, and him and his partner Gahey, very good centre back. So I was hoping that at least he'd be out, but it looks like he's going to be back in. Yeah, Darren, everyone thinks they can beat us. It's true. It's true. Everyone does think they can beat us. It's all mad. It's all mad. Vic Vinegar knows what he's talking about. He's got Anderson his top six quality. Vic, I think you're absolutely on the money. I can see one of those big teams knocking on the door in the summertime for him. He's got everything that you need. He's got strength. He's not that quick, but he thinks the game quickly. He's got a brilliant pass on him, and he's effective at both ends, set pieces, attacking and defending. I absolutely think the guy's top quality. So Vic Vinegar, I'm absolutely with you. Scooby is saying, KG, will he drop Pascal for Coops or Junior? If he done, he's done for me. Done. Well, Scooby, I don't think he'll be done for you because he did mention that Pascal, he's really enjoyed him at left back, and that Junior Firpo isn't ready yet. They're still trying to build him up to full fitness. I don't know what we've got in the water at the training ground, but yeah, him, Patrick, and all this building up fitness. So it looks like we're going to stick with Pascal, and I think probably Cooper stays in. I think that's what's going to happen, and I think it's going to be the same back four as we saw last weekend. Nay, come on, Anderson just pings the passes around. Oh, do you mean that as in a good way, as in like he just pings them around, beautiful, or yeah, he just pings them around? Let me know, Nate. Darren, just play cut by himself. Lovely, lovely. Tremendous. Ted saying, could Gelhardt play in Aronson's position? Yeah, that's what I mean. If it was not Rodrigo there, I mean, I personally would play Gelhardt ahead of Rodrigo, but listen, I'm not against it if it works, obviously, if it works. So if we're going with what somebody said earlier, I think that's a pretty good way of setting up in the absence of Sinistera. So I would play Gelhardt. I just think he gives us a little bit more of an X factor, somebody that's not afraid to shoot as well. But I think Gelhardt will be a substitute this weekend. Lee saying no. I read on Twitter Anderson won't be back as he's only just started training. Interesting. We'll see. We'll see. But let's focus on ourselves and what we can do. We spoke about this earlier in the week in regards to what we can do. It doesn't sound like Firpo is going to be back, so there's no point talking about the natural left back getting forward. Very interesting as well, by the way. Zaha's never scored against us. I can't believe that because I remember when him and Balassi used to terrorize us in the championship. They used to absolutely rip us left, right, and center. So hopefully that doesn't break this weekend. Although I do have Zaha in my fantasy Premier League team, but listen, I'll take the 2 points. Take the 2 points, maybe even the one if he gets frustrated and gets a yellow card. You know how he gets with Zaha sometimes. But yeah, I know. Don't jinx it. I know that's what Jesse said. He said, "Please don't jinx it," but it's too late. The cat's out the bag. The toothpaste is out the tube. It's out there now. So Zaha will be aware of this. Bandy saying Pascal Strauch is one of our best players. I can't wait to see him in his right position. Me too, Bandy. Me too. I'm completely with you there, and I can't wait to see him at centre back and doing his thing. Like I say, it's hard because I'm not criticizing him when he's going forward. It's just that he doesn't give us that natural width that a left back or a wing back would give you. But defensively, he's been sound. He's been absolutely sound. At your service is saying Pascal is in the high of Prem defensive stats. Why would you drop for Firpo, who can't play 1v1? Only adds a marginal offensive boost. But the thing is, at your service as well, on the flip side of that, we do need the offensive boost at the minute because we're not scoring a lot of goals. We're not scoring a lot of goals at this point in time. So something is going to have to give somewhere. You know what I mean? And hopefully the defense will stay solid, but we do need a little bit more variety going forward because at the moment it's all a little bit stale. We seem to be doing all the right things up to the final third, and then it just goes, it just disappears, doesn't it? So we do need something a little bit more. And at this moment in time at your service, Firpo is the only natural left-sided left back we've got because Yelda, he's not even an option either. He had, I think it was appendix surgery. Don't quote me on that, but he's going to be out for a few weeks anyway. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's go through your comments. So let me know how you feel in regards to this game. Let me know how you feel in regards to this game. And David saying Zaha has failed in 9 games against us. Oh my days. Bad news, bad news. Tom Bennett is saying, I think the 1v1 will be key. If we can control the midfield and prevent them getting wide, we might be okay. 50-50 game for me. Yeah, that's it for me as well. It's really hard to call. I will give a score prediction, but it is a real tough one to call. Really, really hard. Because Palace are a good team. I know their league position and one win doesn't say so, but they are a good team. But it's up to us, man. For me, what I want to see is not even just an overall better performance. I'm happy if we get in this away game and we have 20 to 25 solid minutes of pressure and we make it count. We get 1-2 goals, and then we're making Palace have the ball and they can't break us down and everything else like that. I'd be happy with that because I'm aware we're not going to get 90 minutes of full performance. We're not Man City. So for me, it would be a perfect away performance if we can get on top, take our chances when we get them, and then defend it. Doesn't sound sexy, doesn't sound exciting, but we need to get back into that win column ASAP because our next game after this one is Arsenal. And I don't know. I don't know because they're doing well. They're doing well this year. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let me get some of what you're saying. Darren saying, I think we can win the midfield battle. We can absolutely win that one. You know, their midfield, Decore aside, who else they got in there? You know, sometimes Eze drops back, so you know when Elise plays wide. But yeah, for me, we can win that midfield battle with what we've got. Absolutely. Nate saying this is all chapter chapter for us to lose this game in my eyes. At Selhurst Park last year under Jesse was as bad as it got. And yeah, Jesse did allude to that we somehow escaped with a point. I remember doing the game after coming on here with Match Reaction. We were lucky. We were so lucky to get a point out of that one. Jared Fletcher, cancel your NHL TV sub. Carolina Hurricanes win the cup this season, bro. Okay, man. Okay. They're a good team. They're a good team, but yeah. NHL starts tonight. It's a weird one because the game's in Europe, so it's like two teams playing in two games, and then we got to wait like what is it, 3-4 days for the rest of the teams to start. It's really weird, very very weird. Yeah, everyone's talking about creativity. It is, and the thing is, our main creative option, Sinistera, is out for the game. So it's up to the other guys. Sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes it's about making the right runs. I mentioned it. Was it on the match reaction or earlier this week? Sometimes it's about just getting on the end of a ball across the box. We did it a few times last week where the ball's gone across the box and we just can't put it away, or no one's running in. We need people to be alert. Um, we need people to be alert and on it in terms of just anticipating the ball going across and just tapping it in. That's the easiest goals to score. We see it every week. We need to be involved in that. Steven saying Aronson must have one of his razzle dazzle games. Yeah, we need him to get on the ball a bit more, and look up a little bit. That's what I would say with Brendan. Sometimes he does get doubled up on. I completely get that, but sometimes he needs to release the ball just a little bit quicker. But yeah, for me, he's been fine. But yeah, he is getting doubled up on. Not gonna lie. Uh, so yeah, Tom Bennett just echoing that in regards to Aronson. Matt saying, "How far is Perkins to getting on the bench?" Absolutely looks menacing. I don't know, Matt. I do want to see him get a chance. I do. I think this will probably be if Jesse is going to play two up top. There's no chance. There's no chance that either Rodrigo or Bamford are lasting 90 minutes. So, is it going to be Nanto? Is it going to be Gilhart to come on, or could it be Perkins? It's going to be interesting to see. I would absolutely love him to get a shot there as well. Palace away. I think that's a decent game for him to go into. Richard saying, any chance Somerville starts, he would help track back on that right wing. We'll see, Richard. He didn't give too much away, but he said that he's never been more impressed with Somerville than he is right now. So whether he's off the bench or starting, I think we'll see Crysencio this weekend. So yeah, it just seems like everyone is a bit unsure about this one. So listen, people, right now and in the chat, in the comments after the game, and even if you put them in now, put them in the comment box after the video is finished. But give me your score prediction for this game against Palace away. Let me know. Ah, excuse me. Yeah, for me, I'm gonna be honest. I do see this one being a draw. I do see it being a draw, and Vic Vinegar's got my score here. I would say 1-1. My heart is saying 2-1 Leeds, just because I really do believe we need to get back in that win column. But I do see it being a draw, unfortunately. So I'm hoping that they prove me wrong and get the win. I can see like a 2-1 Leeds happening, but I've got to be honest, and I'm saying a draw. So yeah, let me know. Let me know what you're saying. John Field saying Rodrigo on the right, Bamford, Gelhart 3-1 Leeds. Would love that to happen. Scott T 2-1, but hard to say which way exactly. It's crazy, isn't it? Can't call it. Darren's just saying do not lose. At your service, 1-1 point taken. Leeds fans whining. Okay. Mickey D, I take a point. Yeah, yeah. Napa saying 1-0 defeat. Man, Scooby 2-0 Palace. Who knows? 4-1 Palace. Holy crap. Wow. Jack Simpson 2-1 Palace. They're a good side. They are a good side. That's why I'm going to stick with a draw. Ian J 2-1 or 3-2 Leeds. Would love that. Sounds like a good game. 2-3-2. Stephen Boys draw. Wow. Wow. Brinlow saying Eagles 1, Peacocks 3. Hope so, man. And Nate is saying Palace are due for a win. They're due for a win. We're due for a win. So you know what? Draw it is. Draw it is. This is insane. Like, wow. Damn. That the mood of, is that just the mood of how we're playing right now? Is that the mood of the confidence under the manager? Is it the team we're playing? It's very, very interesting, the score predictions, gotta say. I don't think I've had scores for the opposition so much unless it's been like a Liverpool or someone like that. So very interesting to get the mood of people. Scott Lightning is saying we score first, we win. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try scoring. That would be nice. Nick saying, hi, KG. Can't see us getting anything. Hopefully I'm wrong. Marching on together. I hear you. I hear you. Lewis, though, whether Econ is saying 2-1 Leeds, late winner by Paddy Bamford. Screenshot it. He's going to last 90 minutes, Econ. That will be something. It will be something if he does. Lewis saying, get ready. Get your supermarket ready. It's going to be a good weekend. 3-0 Leeds. Darren saying, at least we know Palace wouldn't sit back and waste time. Yeah, he got asked that, obviously. He got asked that in the press conference too. And he just mentioned that they had good conversations with the league and everything else like that. But as he mentioned, he doesn't think that when Arsenal come to Elland Road next week, that it's going to be any problem. So, so there's that. Hopefully we can just put a line under this whole time wasting thing now. I think it's becoming a bit of a distraction. I think Rasmus was asked about it too earlier this week. Let's let all of that stuff go now and just get on with playing the football games. Use tactics that we can use to our advantage and win games, and we don't have to worry about anybody time wasting. That's how I see it anyway. At your service is saying Palace are a well-coached, talented lineup, have played well now at home. A point is a win. Yeah, a point for me would be a good result at your service. I'm completely with you. In terms of where we are, where we have been the last 4 games, a win would be great. But yeah, Palace away, a point, can't argue with that. Can't. Woody saying hat-trick Bamford, please. Would be nice to see that. Oh, and opposing, yeah, Sticky, got to put it up. Palace have like 3 decent players. Wow. Vieira is not a great manager. We're going to smash them. Sticky, I love your confidence. Sticky, I wish I had that confidence in regards to this game. Unfortunately, my head won't overrule my heart. Oh, no, my heart won't overrule my head. You know how it goes. But Palace have got more than 3 decent players. Come on, Sticky. They got Zaha. They got Elise. They've got Anderson. They got Gahey. They've got, what's the left back's name? It's escaping me. Tyreek Mitchell. They've got Decore. They've got some good options, man. I'm not putting IU in those. IU shouldn't be in the Prem. But, you know, Edward on his day can be dangerous. Mateta on his day can be dangerous. They got a few more threats than just 3. But I hear you. Nate with a decent question, I guess, for the people that are predicting a win for us. Why? The past few games for us have been awful in my eyes. And that's a good question. I want those answers in the comments after the video's done. So, yeah. But yeah, listen, people, I'm not going to leave it too long on this preview, but I will be back after the game. Hopefully you'll all join me there and we can dissect the game together on Sunday. Please hit the like. It's the honestly, when YouTubers ask for likes on the video, it is literally the best way to support the channel. It is the algorithm killer. So please hit a like on the video. Subscribe if you're not subscribing. And guys, I will see you after the game Sunday. Hopefully 3 points, but let's just not lose. Peace out, people. Love.